That heifer right there just don't even care.
Save yourself now.
Action.
Yeah.
What do you say, folks? Hope everybody having a fine Sunday evening this evening.
It's raining.
It's been raining. Yeah,
It's been raining for days again.
we got some more days of it. But yeah, it's been doing some kind of like tropical storm kind of rain. Best way to explain it.
Flooding in places that ain't never flooded before.
That ain't no joke. Me and her had to go get Ollie Man from school the other day early. He wasn't feeling well, so Uncle Tim and Handy Boo had to load up and go get him. And we was fixing to leave the house, and we got an alert on the phone talking about flash flooding in our area. I just scoffed at it. I was like, "You talking about flash flooding?"
It don't flood here.
No, but about 11 miles south of us, where we had to go,
It sure enough flooded.
yeah, we've never seen it that bad in that area. We've seen it fill the ditches and that kind of thing, but it was literally flooding areas of the county right there. It was like, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's an interesting drive.
we've easily gotten, I'm gonna say easily, a foot or more in the last
At
3
least.
days.
One of the little neighboring cities beside us, the day it flooded just south of us, they said they got like 12 to 12 and a half inches in an afternoon in Saraland over there. It was some crazy rain.
Gully washer, frog, drowned, or whatever you want to call it. That's what's going on. But like I mentioned, or Keith Larimer's short video a while ago, where they find a lot of y'all up there in the north finally get some rain in Carolinas and Georgia, and like, well, we asked for it. The good Lord, He delivered. That's for
in
sure.
abundance on this.
And it looks like He's going to continue on.
Now, Mr. Dan, it beats you. It come in yesterday, matter of fact.
Sure did. I actually, where the package was, I'll say, I picked it up and it had several other littler packages with it, and I thought all of it belonged to the individual where we have stuff sent to. And I didn't even look at the tags or nothing. I just took it all inside, gave it to the man, and about an hour or so later, he called back and he said, "You know, one of these was for y'all, don't you?" No, sir.
No.
But
I had no idea.
we got it. Gotta love it. Mr. Dan sent us.
It's like the little daily devotional book.
Yep.
I read ahead a couple days. I really liked it.
Get it up there and y'all maybe read it a little bit. See what's
Mr. Russell Petty, you and me. I guarantee you I had to pluck 65 gray hairs out of my head this week after watching him on that roof.
was not good
That's
for.
the best part. I know, I'm sorry.
We'll
He
get
said
into
that
the
in the
roofing.
chat.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why I said that.
and
This was the best part of the package, though.
the book is good because it's
Mm-hmm.
good devotion. You know, a little study deal for your Bible, this and that kind of thing, and definitely we'll get into that for sure. And we're gonna definitely get into this for sure as well. But thank you much, Mr. Dan Weaver, sending this to us.
We greatly appreciate it.
Let's see if I can get it turned there. Lemon Brothers fine maple syrup from Somerset County, Pennsylvania. Uh, thank you, because we had just run out of Phil, 33 miles, sent us some for Christmas.
Mhm.
And we just run out from it. Then right before Phil sent us that, we had finished up what Sarah gave us.
Mhm.
And I think Mr. Dan sent us.
The one we were working on before Sarah.
Yeah. So thank y'all everybody for
We appreciate y'all very much.
sending it to us. And
Now, Mr. Dan, he did have the lift thing to go up. He just didn't video going up.
now they put us on like, it wasn't a man lift, it was more of a,
Oh,
yeah, I
I
guess
don't know
so.
what it was.
But it was a lift where it had forks and all this on it, but they put a bucket on there where
Mhm.
you and your tools can travel as well. But there was definitely no safety cage in the front of it. So if you went forward,
That was it.
see you kind of thing. But yeah, it was a fun little adventure, I'll say. Lessons learned in a lot of things.
A lot of things. I didn't have fun at all.
But I guess I should have. Well, for the ones of you that seen the video, y'all know. If not, go check out the last video we done, or you can check out the short. Kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about there. But
We thought about it, but he wanted to see like how much room I would have had to stand on and how bad that peak was before I went up there. So I was really thankful old Crazy Dale came that day because that, I mean, y'all know me, that just ain't my cup of tea. But he said it's a pretty flat roof on the top, so I probably could have handled it, but not the hanging off the side part. I'd have just fell off and I'd have been with Jesus before I hit the ground.
you have plenty of. Well, I'll go back to the shipyard days, but you have plenty of dance floor, if you will, as far as a flat roof up there. But then it broke down on the sides of it. It's kind of like a octagon roof shape on there.
Yeah.
But it come down at probably about an 8 on the pitch, and the rake on it was, I don't know, maybe about 10 feet on the rake from top down to the bottom down there where the bees were. But
I'm trying to country roads. No, we don't have a lift, but there was a roofing crew working on the building there, and they had one that they were kind enough to let us use.
oh yeah, took it right on up to that baby, dropped us off, looked down at the man, saluted him, see you in a little while, and we got to work because it was getting hot fast up there. It wasn't taking
Yeah.
long. The humidity has moved in on us. Our spring is over with for sure.
It done got hot.
And yeah, it got warm.
No, we don't. Not any kind of lift or anything like that. Forklift. We surely don't.
Now,
Closest thing would be a tractor.
or
We could get our hands on a tractor.
we know an old boy that's got a tree service company, and he's got a bucket truck. Most of y'all know about that story, but
You have a list you're trying to give away? I'm confused.
oh well, where are you at, Country Road? Shoot,
It'll make me spit something out my nose. Well, I know you would, Rodney.
we can find some forks. There's enough rednecks around here that's got something.
Slow you roll, pretty much.
Well, food. I was hoping South Mississippi.
Mr. Dan said, "Where is that man at?" Y'all think the same way, Mr. Dan? Does that mean James came in the chat?
Mm-hmm. Oh, James, there.
How
Thanks.
are you feeling, James?
Let's see. It's not going to act right. We don't have Lee. He's at work. But thank you much, James Noel, for hanging out with us on the membership end of things there, brother. We sure
Well,
appreciate
Mr. Dan is fixing to get that one.
Well, it'll go to a good fella. So Country Road, holler at Mr. Dan Weaver. Maybe y'all can work a deal out, whatever it needs to be done there.
If we had a way to haul that thing back from West Virginia, that would be incredible.
Yeah, no doubt. Be one of them call Lance. We're gonna take that roll back to West Virginia, buddy, bro.
What did Brian
Okay.
a couple came to my booth today with a bumblebee nest situation in their yard. I'm gonna try to rehome it for them this week.
Good luck.
That could be kind of cool.
You see the one? I don't
I
know.
never messed with bumblebee. That's got to be better than yellow jacket.
Well, I can't remember if it's on his membership or if it's on the everybody part, but Dirt Rooster went and got some bumblebees out of people's yards over his way a year or two ago. And apparently that was quite the little adventure, I guess, for Randy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because them bumblebees, they ain't give him no slack.
Really?
Yeah, shoot.
Huh. Well,
But
yeah, Rodney said use a bee vac to keep them calm or they can be mean. I ain't never had a bumblebee offer to sting me though.
he said I've done it twice before. They stung me up once before. Places to take your ankles. Yeah.
Mm. It'd be cool to see a video of that though, Brian. I ain't never seen a bumblebee nest.
Country roads. If you're serious about what you got going on with your live situation there, and you're willing to talk to somebody about it, stick your email in there. Let folks email you, and I don't know, first come, first serve, or whoever's that kind of thing. But I tell you, if you was closer, I'd definitely be hollering at you on that end of things for
For
sure.
real.
But perhaps it'll bless a man up that way for whatever he needs in this beekeeping chat.
Mark Benner said I pet bumblebees when they're on blackberries. But Ronnie said if you mess with their nest, then it's off. I reckon that's why I ain't done, but I mean, I ain't never done nothing mean to a bumblebee to make it sting.
I don't think I've
I've never been
hit by a bumblebee, but I tell you what, one thing I've been hot by, and they are, I guess, technically considered a wasp. I don't know how, but I don't label science. Well, in my own way, I label science, but I don't give it the official name. But as a doggone cow ant, buddy, I stepped on one of them when I was about 14 years old, and that is the worst pain I've gotten out of anything that stung me besides that little fluffy caterpillar that stung me that time a few years ago. But that doggone cow ant, bud, will
just
no.
light you up.
Yeah, there's some pain involved. But let me run through and holler at some of y'all right fast. Everybody kind of got in here, settling down, done pulled your chair up.
Jack in the night.
Mr. Randy got in here first this evening. Good to see you, Captain. Mr. Russell Amon. We're praying for y'all. We'll get into that here in just a few minutes. Deb Sunbunny, hope you get feeling better, ma'am.
Yeah.
Keith Spillman and Miss Michelle up there in that fine country. And I noticed, I think it was Mr. Russell Amon a minute ago was questioning him about, oh, well, how much honey you got now, Keith, roughly?
2,000 pounds
A ton.
in early May. Well, I guess we're late May now.
Bertha,
But still, in May, you got 2,000 pounds of honey. Oh.
Bertha wouldn't even grunt at that kind of thing. Congratulations, brother. Glad you are having a phenomenal season again. Mike Tangway, good to see you, sir. Mr. Dennis Sherrill, good to see you. Country Road, good to see you again.
That's pretty interesting.
Mr. Russell, Miss Sharon, glad y'all thawing out and finally get y'all some beekeeping done up that way.
And then Mike Tangley said it's 52 degrees and raining today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That just sounds miserable.
Brian and Jen up there in Colorado, appreciate y'all. Mr. Bill Lee, good to see you, Captain. Hallelujah Bee Farm, Pastor Larry, Miss Jan, Miss Leon.
Our favorite Miss Leon
Yes, ma'am. Redfish, good to see you, sir.
and Miss Jan.
Chris, good to see you, bud. Collector Rick, always stacking that silver and gold. Who else we got here? I don't want to miss any of y'all. Rodney Middleton. I'll get into that in a minute, but remind me about Rodney.
And Chris had a question for you too.
All right, give me just a minute. Let me get that running down here. I don't want to miss nobody. Hanley Homestead, good to see y'all, brother. Hope y'all doing well. Me again, Joey. I'm gonna try to be on my best behavior tonight. I've been doing good this week.
Real
Yeah. Blaze, good to see you, Captain. James Noel. What else we got here?
Did you say hi to William, Mr. Renee?
I didn't. I ain't got down there yet. Got the Mark Center here, and I'm finally getting closer. Okay, I think I made it to the bottom. But hey, we appreciate everybody.
Jeremy?
Yeah, okay. Just seen Jeremy there.
Chris wanted to know, do you know much about hornets?
Uh,
I know they hurt.
I guess well, a little bit. 'Cause, I mean, I guess depends on what types you're really talking about. We got like down here, we got the European and the bald face. You got, I don't know if they're, we've always called them ground hornets, but I have no idea if they're solitary or anything like that. But those little things, they are all over the place out here right now. But all you see them is just hovering down around the ground a whole lot. But best thing I can tell you about them hornets, try to stay away from them if you can. But if there's a dollar to be made to go get them, and you're brave enough to do it, go get it.
I don't know if I'll.
I'll take care of that end of things. That and the high spots.
We got a little bit, Mr. Russell Cooper. Not a ton yet. Nothing like what Keith Spillman's pulling in up there.
No,
That's for sure.
we're 1,998 gallons negative to what
Probably.
Spillman's got.
But we should be getting close to being able to pull some more. Lord willing. I'm hoping they're getting close to filling up supers out there.
If this
But it's been raining so much, they ain't been able to do nothing. Hardly. Oh.
The mimosas are in full bloom, and they're looking pretty doggone good, but this rain, this last several days, definitely washed out anything on those blooms. But we are seeing the tallow or the popcorn tree. They're starting to heavily tassel, so hopefully this rain push out of here next week, and we'll get us some drier days and be able to get a good flow off that. Because I'm gonna tell you, with this rain we got, it's definitely enough to. We should be able to get a good flow off of it. We ain't in a drought no more, if you will. Feather Flowers, thank you much.
We appreciate you.
Let me hit
I
that.
didn't want to interrupt you, so I put it on.
Oh,
I thought thank you. Chat.
yes. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
We appreciate it very much.
But you want
Pick off these. Yeah, they do. But it's crazy. You put a puddle of honey in the palm of your hand, and you can have honeybees and hornets and yellow jackets all eating side by side right up the palm of your hand.
I mean,
Not bothering anybody.
she literally did that when we open feed, and it's like everybody, when there's that showing up bad dirt, everything will be out there at them feeders between bees, yellow jackets, a bunch of ball face hornets,
Yeah.
ants. Everybody's kind of congregating up out there, but the most fighting that we see is usually like the bees fighting with one another.
Mm-hmm.
The hornets, they're just trying to run the bee out of that one little spot, it seemed like, to get down there to that sugar water. But I did. It did get to a point where I'd sit out there with my pocket knife and
Wow, them hornets,
yeah.
They got pretty good at that.
Just give them old guillotine real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, we're gonna go through the prayer list. If there's anybody we need to add to, you got a praise report on things, let us know. I think there's a couple names.
We always love to hear praise.
Indeed.
Okay, got Mr. Mark and Miss Crystal, Mr. Pat, Miss Deb. Y'all say an extra prayer for her. She's got another lung infection going on. Mike Hangway and his family, DC's mama, Philip's mama, his friends BJ and his wife, our favorite Miss Leona. Yeah. Steve Amos's father-in-law, PJ Hanley, Sarah and her family, Mr. Randy's mother-in-law, Miss Janae Wood, Kenneth and Chris Wilkinson, Redfish's wife, Miss Janet, Kenneth Allen, Rodney Middleton and his family, Dan Garrison's daughter, Keith Laramore's cousin, Russell Amon's wife, Miss Brenda. And, she's been on here for a minute, but the same leg problems in one leg we were praying for Mr. Russell said he had to take her to the ER Friday night for the same thing in the other leg. So y'all really remember her. Lee's mom, Miss Brenda Johnson, Keith Barnhill and his family, little Emma Hoskins, Greg Dunn, Bill Kent's mama, Tim's brother Jamie, Mr. Dan and his church, Shaw Wee, Jen's dad, Gary Stewart, Castle Hives Brian and his family, Blaine's great nephew, Haley Baker, Lee's cousin Stephanie, all our nation's service members, Shauna and her family, James Knoll, Keith Laramore's mama, my brother Jacob, James Pell, Justin Jenkins, Buck Speed's wife, Allie Baker, Marty from Yes Honey, Baby Luca's parents, Zach and Kiera, Lee's wife, Miss Renee, DC's friend Bree and her daughter Ivy, Jason, his family, Russell Amon's cousin Ricky, Clay's daughter Allie, Jack and Danae, Tom Mack and his family, Dennis Sterl's stepdad, Bobby's Bees, And the new one is a friend of Dennis's named Mike Hall. His wife is having some heart trouble.
You see Feather coming.
I didn't see it. I was reading.
So prayers for my husband. He is having a surgery on June the 9th for a hernia.
Oh, okay.
DC says so mom is doing well. She is responding well to the new treatments, and they have moved her to a physical therapy clinic for the next 10-ish days.
Okay.
She said the food was much better.
Well, that's good. That's always a plus.
Yep. And for this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, we all know why we're taking a day of reverence, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But enjoy your day, friends and family, so on and so forth. But just take the time to, especially these younger generations coming up, because many of us was blessed with parents that often it was taught more and it was let known about what this day represents. And let them little ones know, hey, even though we out here maybe on the boat or at the river or barbecuing, whatever it is we're doing today, but this is why we're doing it. And I'm talking about wars from 1776 up to present day for the men and women sacrificing for our country, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Things they should still teach in school.
indeed, but it's
Respect for the people who made that sacrifice.
yeah, but some people it's taboo to talk
And
about
the
that kind of stuff.
families that are left behind from the men who made that sacrifice.
That's it. So we definitely do, and we'll around here. Lord knows until our last days, we'll do it just
That's it, Brian.
knowing.
Their family's missing somebody who sacrificed everything for people to cook out and drink beer this weekend.
Literally everything.
Mm-hmm.
Sit back and just sit back and think on that for a minute. Would you?
We're standing in line at the Dollar General for 5 minutes, and 3 different people walked through that front door, and the first words out of their mouth was, "It's 12 o'clock. Been waiting on 12 o'clock." It's like, yeah, that's what it's about now. Wait till 12 o'clock on Sunday.
I'm right there with you, Brian. Whether we agree with the wars going on or not, I'll just speak in modern terms, there's men and women going over there doing just what you said, giving everything to protect us while we sleep peacefully at night. And yeah, you want to light a fire under somebody like myself, and y'all, I guarantee you 99% of everybody in here, probably 100%, but light a fire under you. Don't disrespect those men and women, because I guarantee you didn't get your butt off the couch and go over there and try to handle business. So,
a lot of people will never, ever have any idea what those men saved them from. They've never had to see anything like a war zone. And yet they cry like they're the most persecuted people on the face of the planet.
it's pitiful.
Anyway, I'm done.
Yeah. But, and to our veterans, we appreciate y'all as well. Everyone, or if you current, you just watching us, whatever. We appreciate you.
It's fun playing around.
Oh
wow, Country Roads. He said every generation of his family back to World War II, including his son. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, I love you, especially the ones of your generation. I don't think we had anybody in World War I or World War II, but I know there were some on the Confederate side. My grandparents and my daddy and my uncle was in Korea. My oldest brother was in Desert Storm. So, thank you, everybody on that end.
Absolutely. Like Danae said, hey, just sent you a yellow heart. And you won't even get up in the chair.
Can't even see him. But,
She said, I'm going to kiss him. Come on.
well, I know I put in the
Here, my boy.
description for any of y'all that checked out the description in there that we've got some news concerning the future of gunline bees.
That's why we had to get the complaint department in here.
Yeah, just in case.
HR.
HR's here, so if y'all got any, put the email address in there. Anybody needs to send one. But the future of gunline bees, where it's going to go from this day forward, if you will. Me and Hannah have talked and discussed, and we're really trying, or we've talked over it here and there the last year or so, and recently we've made the decision to, how can I put it?
We're diving face first.
Yes. We're not going anywhere. We're trying to get somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So after this little old job that we done the other day, dangling off the roof of the house or that building, this and that, I'm not going to get real deep into things, but learn some things.
Hard lessons learned.
Yeah.
Couple of Brian said hashtag gunline 350.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Maybe one day. But me and Hannah had to have some serious conversation on, okay, we see where things can go in multiple directions, I reckon. But the direction, if we're going to stick with this, then this is what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how we need to do it. So, Lord willing, this coming week, we will be headed to the state license, or the revenue commission, if you will, down here. And
Tuesday morning.
hopefully by lunchtime Tuesday, we will officially be Gunline Bees LLC. And we're going to try to take this dog and hunt more so on these. Like to get in on the cutout business part for sure. That's our top deal. And then, me and Randy was texting yesterday, just trying to talk to him and get some advice, and Rodney too. But I'll get into both of them here in just a minute on different things. But
He ordered a new toy to make it fish.
sure did. Randy told me it's about time. But we're really going to try to make a go at it. So we'll see.
Randy told you about that.
That's what he told me in text message when I told him yesterday, because there's only two people that officially knew before tonight. And that was Randy and Rodney. Because, like, kind of in the back scenes,
They help us a lot.
indeed, they do.
They've given a lot of advice. We appreciate all this encouragement, y'all. It's kind of nerve-wracking, but it's really, really exciting at the same time. We might not have to do any more roof work. Like, that would be awesome.
That's the plan.
Yeah.
Is to try to make this a full-time gig on doing things. But, like I say, in the back scenes, we've been, what you got?
I gotta complain. As he gets down and walks away, we get
he leaves. Your department of complaint officer.
Right now.
Jasper Gunline Bees Labors don't nearly have enough dog content on their channel. We request that all the dogs be in the best video. We will do our part to get them in there. Yeah. But we,
Wait, DC, did I tell you my new quote?
yeah, he said nothing.
I didn't say that. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, but let me give credit where credit's due. Behind the scenes, we've been chit chatting Randy the Dirt Rooster and Rodney. And I kind of take both of my questions to each of them and build off what those two are saying on the business end of things and how we should charge. I'm not going to divulge amounts that we've discussed or anything between what this man charges and what this man charges, but we just kind of went like, I guess, halfway in between what they say, start here with a number, then you can progress depending on the job, what you got to get. It's just like anything else. So the only difference for us is I've been in construction for 20 plus years. Me and Hannah's been together 16 years, and she's been right here beside me that whole 16 years, continuing on. So the only thing really be doing different is instead of tearing everything out and just putting it back together, a home repair, if you will. In the middle of that, we're going to have bees.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take it and run.
Brian said, does this mean no more Walmart internship for Tim? But Danae said, Brian, that just means he has to do the glare professionally.
Well,
that's hilarious.
I'll tell them when I come in here, I'm the individual, Tim Blake. I'm not gunline bees right now, unless y'all call me for a job, and then I'll be gunline bees, and I will.
That's hilarious.
Try to be professional, but y'all brought it up. Walmart tried to get me yesterday. I guess she was a new person. And out the door we go with our stuff. And here she come with her highlighter.
Because we had a bag of charcoal.
A bag of charcoal.
With 75 Walmart bags in our buggy. That we just had 3 different people helping us work this stupid self-checkout. And then he bought me a plant and it didn't have a scanner sticker thing on it. So then he ended up having to go all the way back to the garden center to get another one to scan because 2 different associates, little work, doodad, whatever, digital touchscreen things, wouldn't load to pull up the thing without him having to walk all the way back. So we interacted with like 5 different people on this nightmare trip to Walmart.
Yep.
And we have all these bags, and you think I just dropped that much money and I didn't pay for the charcoal? Like, I'd have put it in a bag just to keep you off my back, but it won't fit in a bag.
She was a new, whatever you want to call them, that texts you stuff. So I get it. She didn't know the face. But I just real nicely, when I seen her coming with the Sharpie or a highlighter, I just looked her in her eyes. We were probably about 30 feet apart. And I said, ma'am, it's all paid for. And out the door we went, and she told me, have a good day, sir. And I said, you too, ma'am, appreciate you. And on that we went. But don't y'all fret, as soon as I come through them doors, they got the finger. So,
that did not sound like what it was.
I gave them the pointing finger.
The index.
Index finger. Yeah, I wouldn't be an ugly.
Redfish said, I hope y'all remember us little folk. I don't think we're going to get that big, y'all. I really don't see it going that crazy at all.
then they're not going to get me in a tie. There's only twice a year that I get in a tie.
Christmas and Easter, unless there's a funeral in between.
And that depends on who died.
I
Kind of thing.
guarantee you they have his picture all over the place. It's on everything that can possibly have a red flag. They've got his picture attached to it. I'm starting to worry, DC. I hate it too, Brian. We do our level best not to go in there, honestly.
We have a better relationship with our local Dollar General.
A
Okay.
much better relationship.
They don't hound me coming in and out, talking about, let me see your receipt and this and that.
Flower Street Brian said, I'm proud to say I still don't know how to tie a tie.
I can tie a tie. I can't say
Yeah,
that.
I can flip one off somebody, but never did. Well, yeah, my daddy wore a tie every day, but I never watched him tie a tie.
Flip it over 2 times. This is how I do mine. Flip it over 2 times, then pull it underneath and go through the little deal. There you go.
What did Evan call us the other day? The bee something.
I forget what
The
it was.
bee confiscators or something like that.
I can't remember what it was.
He said I'd have a better relationship with the tax man. I definitely do. Our tax man's my favorite uncle.
Yeah, we got a good tax man. Can't fuss with him.
He said this is how I do mine. I don't.
That's a good way to do it.
Yep. Well, technically, Brian, you're retired from teaching, so you can tell people I retired. So I choose not to wear a tie anymore.
But I like your words back up in the chat up here.
Mhm.
And this is a direct quote from Colorado, Brian.
Mhm.
I love being my own boss. Nothing beats it.
You're right.
And I told myself that many, many moons ago. And that's why I kind of ventured out on my own once I could.
The Extractors LLC.
There we go.
That's
Yeah.
great, DC.
But I did work for people in different jobs and this and that, but once I could really support myself on my own, doing my own thing, I never looked back because it's one of those. You have more time for yourself in a lot of ways. Granted, when you get busy, you go and you're busy. And whether you're doing any kind of business, you got to look at the job, get all your contract work wrote up, this and that. And then, depending on what you're doing, I reckon, but oftentimes go get all those supplies, take them to the job, unload all that, then so on and so forth. But one of the best parts is if you do pretty good on your job, then I don't have to work the rest of the week if I don't want to. But oftentimes, well, yeah. But oftentimes, say if we had what we would consider a good paying job, decent job, then we work until the job's over with, and we may take 3 or 4 days off and line everybody else up for the next week and just kind of keep it going after that. But we have been blessed in a lot of ways to, like I say, be our own boss, and we love it. Are we rich by any means? Lord, no. Monetarily.
I consider us rich,
Yes.
but by a lot of people's standards, no, we're not rich at all. And money and physical things,
Yeah.
but we have a roof over our head. We have air conditioner running now. Thank you, Jesus, because summertime's hit. We haven't gone hungry, so we're good.
Well,
Country Road said it's the only job where you can hang out with girls all day and the old lady don't get mad.
she never gets mad. That's it. Never gets mad.
No. You want to get me happy? Go throw me in the bee. That's like my happy place. Bee busters. That is great.
Redfish says you need to get old hers. Spray paint bee busters on the side of it,
Uh-huh.
complete with lights and sirens.
That's what I was like. Bee busters.
We was headed. Was we going to look at it or going down there that morning? There was an old bread truck. It was one of the old small bread trucks. It's probably I don't know, late 60s, early 70s model old bread truck right there in front of us trying to put on along down the highway. And I told her, I said, look, I said, if we're really going to do this thing, I said, there's the vehicle for us right there, that old bread truck. And she just looked at me like, y'all know when she says her eyes roll and the world knows about it, what have you. That's where we went. She wasn't excited about using an old bread truck, but I like the old hearse.
I'd rather just get an enclosed trailer.
We put old Federal Q on the front of that puppy
You can put that on the trailer.
with my train tracks. She agreed to the train tracks the other day too.
Don't do things like mom.
No, we won't.
Oh my god.
Let me check you out the door, see what's going on. Walk around with your camera.
What the heck, bro? Our Walmart ain't that bad. Yeah, I agree, DC. That crap wouldn't fly along down here. You get one tired redneck that just got off work and just ain't in the mood for that, and that dude will be laying in the middle of that aisle.
Yeah. What'd you say? But if you was able to hold your composure, it'd just be like, let me get out of here.
Did you read his comment?
Yeah.
I don't think you would slow down for that.
It'd be difficult.
That's great.
But sometimes
Waffle House ain't even that bad down here.
sometimes we have to hold that restraint. It's hard. Sometimes it's just before I get you in a bind, I'm going to walk away, kind of thing.
It's especially hard when you're almost at top.
Well, go get you some more.
I'm fixing to have to, Jasper. As soon as you get comfy, huh? You're not gonna get comfy. Mm-hmm. Think you push up.
We don't really have any kind of bee company business down here that I know of close, like a supply you can go to. Most of like, if you go to a bunch of the co-ops, a lot of the co-ops have boxes and some smokers and this and that, basic things. But there isn't any kind of business down here that I know of that sells a little bit of everything. Where, if you wanted an extractor or
Not where you can just walk in and grab something.
no, not at all.
I need to take my nasty beehive colony to that Walmart and open.
Yeah.
Talk about some attitude adjustment.
As it holler, how do you like it?
Oh, a bee supply store is gonna be way in the future if that happens.
Well, yeah, I guess it'd be nice to advance that level,
Mhm.
by all means, advance to that level. But like anything else, one step at a time. Like the old timer told me, he said, son, you got 2 feet. So just take it one step at a time.
Mhm.
And, but I mean, I'd love to dive off in just about any adventure you could to make an honest living at it. And especially since I mean, like I was saying a second ago, there's literally nothing down here to where a beekeeper could pull up and go, okay, I know I can go here and get frames, foundation, boxes, full line.
They said didn't yell out bless y'all's hearts in a row.
Yeah, there you go.
That would be hilarious.
Mhm.
Then they said she found an old smoker at a thrift store. They wanted $55 because it's nostalgic. I bet she rolled her eyes too.
I would have too. Say, you tell me what the definition of that is, and I'll give you 55 for it.
If you can define nostalgia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Them folks doing going crazy. We went to an auction a few years ago of one of the commercial guys here. And Hannah's daddy went to school with man, but Mr. Webb done very well for himself in the beekeeping world down here. From our understanding, he had a contract where he sold his honey to Nestle for, I don't know, years and years and years. But I don't know how long ago when he had that estate sale up there. 6, 8 years. So it'd been a little bit of time, but Mr. Webb he had an estate sale and he was getting rid of a lot of his older equipment and just trying to clean up around there, I guess. And I don't throw my train off track where I was going with that. Yeah, but I had a point behind it. She gone. But oh, the smoker. We went up there, we done some bidding on some different things, and Hannah got her some glasses and stuff and soup bowls that were honeybee related, and we got an old picture that hung in their diner. They had a diner called the Beehive for about 25 years up in the north end of the county where they live, and we ended up with that old picture that hung in the man's restaurant for a long time. But one of the things I regret not doing was we bought one big smoker. It's one of the big tall ones that he had. And I think we got him for like $3. And he had, about 4 or 5 more. And we just told him, we just wanted the one. And he's like, you sure you don't want them all? And I'll give them all to you for, it's like 10, $15 for all 3 or 4 of them, however many it was. And I was just like, well, no, sir, that way somebody else can have a chance at it. And they just kept persisting, you sure, you sure? And I just kept turning them down, but then sit back and think about it. You dummy. You should have just got them. And that way, one of them tears up, you have an extra one running around here. But lesson learned. Mm-hmm. That old extractor, that man sold an extractor up there at that estate sale. And I can't remember how many frames that thing was, but it barely fit. Well, it barely fit on the tandem axle trailer whenever they loaded that puppy up on that 16-foot trailer. And the edges of it was hanging just a little bit past the wheel well on that old trailer. But that was the main gig I guess folks was wanting to buy, because some of the other local guys that I guess, have them a smaller end of commercial beekeeping. Buddy, they was bidding like crazy on that thing, and I think it was about $5,000 or $6,000 he ended up selling that old extractor for, but they was all over that puppy. So perhaps one of these days, we're going to get up there and speak with him. Our tax man, Hannah's uncle, talks to him quite a bit, and he mentioned it to him that we'd like to sit down and pick his brain one day, and he told us to come by anytime and talk to him about things and see where to take it. So maybe in that, when things kind of idle down a little bit, next few months we'll definitely take that ride up there and pick his brain, especially since we're going to go to making our end an official business. We could read some of y'all's comments here as he gets back.
You said Country Road's comment about all
No. Oh, where it said DC, I bought out old man, and he had a antique handmade manual extractor.
Further down, it said wood cages in it with wire fence stapled to it. He bought it to go in his collection.
Well, hey, that's a pretty cool piece to have in your collection, though. An old one like that. All we have still is the old hand cranked four framer in there. Hopefully this year, like I say, if this tallow does any kind of a good run with this rain that we've had, and it ain't bloomed out enough yet to where they lost any nectar. If anything, it's definitely done them some good. What? To help the flow down here. So well, Brian, hopefully that bunch of idle down for you here before too long.
It's safe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in that video, buddy, they was a fiery little bunch. And I was talking to Rodney the other day, and he was saying about swarm season kicking off pretty good up there, and it had kind of died off a little bit around here. But in between one of those heavy rains the other day, we had a swarm head out of one of our boxes here. Had no idea that they've been baiting up to swarm, but they had about a 30-minute lull before the rains come in, and opened up the door, and she told me, she said, well, there's a bunch out here swarming. So there went that. But Miss Ann said she just got her new extractor, electric. Comes tomorrow. Good deal. Bingo. Come tomorrow. We had to order a new bucket through Everything Bee back. I forget what his actual website is, but Be My Hive or something like that. But fella out there in Texas that makes them Everything Bee bags. Another conversation we had with Randy and Rodney was about, we definitely knew we needed to get a second bucket because we got in a bind with that cutout that was close to the house about a month ago, and we had to come home and dump the bees out, then go back down there to finish the job. So we had discussed prior Well, after all that, we need to get us another bucket for these cutouts. That way, if we're, say, downtown Mobile, we don't have to drive home 30 miles, turn around, come back. We can go from there. But I was weighing the options of get the standard bucket that comes with everything VVAC as another backup, or get the bucket that's got the screen on the bottom of it to help with potentials of overheating. So sought some advice from them two, and both of them pretty strongly was like, make sure you get the one that's got the bottom screen on there as well. That way, while you're in between the cutout there, that you ain't got to worry about the bees overheating in a secondary bucket. So that puppy should be here probably at the end of the week, hopefully. And then we'll be pretty well set for the most part on tackling whatever else may come up after that. So Mr. Dan says swarms this year are like last spring. Every time I turn around, there's a swarm heading out. Now we had a pretty good swarm season, much better than last year. I'll say that. As far as movement, I think this is that swarm that left out yesterday. I think that'll be the third one that we wasn't able to catch. And we've had a couple. I think it was two move in to where we had done some 2-frame splits, just trying to tinker around and get a few splits going early in the spring. But between what we have at the house and seeing on the social medias around here, that they've done quite a bit of swarming this year. Well, DC, it said the most, DC's comment, this is the most I've worked. I've worked the low 20s the last 2 years, and I didn't mind for 30 and 40 with new hives. Brother, glad to see you getting on the up and up on that thing. Your numbers are definitely climbing, and you're doing a good job of keeping them dry, taken care of. We always pick at DC. Every one of his boxes look like they're happy. They got smiling faces on the way he's got things set up by looking at them. So glad to see you having a good, strong, steady years now. Hey, we never know. We may see DC's Bees LLC before too long. Things keep going with him. Mr. Dennis Sherrill said a lot of Georgia's peaches got burnt from the frost this year. That's going to be a bummer. This sure going to drive them prices up for whatever does make it, if any. I know we in the South, or we in Georgia, but we got white peaches on each side of the house here, and they put off pretty good this year, and it looks like it's going to be get a good yield off them peach trees. I know them youngins are going to be happy. Once they figure out they can get peaches off the trees again, they'll be headed over here and scalping everything that they can off them jokers. What a good thing about the swarms, DC. Reading your comments said swarms is what has pushed my numbers up. That's the best thing because it's free bees to begin with. But with those swarms, you ain't got to worry about no more swarming for the year. And they're gonna build out for you.
The Marine said he's at 9 stars before.
Who?
The Marine.
Uh, Uh, I see Miss Ann. She said, I've got apples on my trees. No more flowers for my bees, but I saw the bees going with pollen.
DC's gonna forget us too. There's Mr. Donnie.
Our friend, Mr. Donnie.
Our friend Mr. Donnie.
What you say, Mr. Donnie?
He's up late tonight.
Yeah. Well, there's y'all's favorite honey taster. So if there's anybody wanting to get the bribes out, y'all better get them out now while he's on here.
Uh-huh.
Because the U to be coming up in a few months. And we'll start maybe about July, August. We'll keep ramping it up. But now's your time to start the smack talk.
The early bird special, Mr. Donnie.
Yep. If it works out, that'll be our taste tester again there. And that's the man y'all want to butter up. Mr. Dan said, yes, the best taste tester there ever was. What?
Miss Kathy, I guess y'all are watching. I don't know, I haven't seen in the chat. Miss Kathy Baker. She said she's sending this to everyone that will pray for this family. The couple's name is David and Hannah Davidson. She's pregnant with their first child due in August. They just got married last June. The organs of the baby are outside the baby's body. They're choosing to continue with the pregnancy, believing God will do a miracle, even though doctors have told them the baby won't live but a couple minutes. But I've heard of God working greater miracles than that. I truly have.
Well, Miss Kathy,
but we will surely be praying for that family.
Indeed.
He said, what kind of truck would you like? Yeah, y'all, Mr. Donnie got huge news Friday at his cardiologist. He got cleared from his pacemaker surgery so he can play in the dirt again, and he is so happy about it.
We can tell he is definitely feeling much better than
he's a whole nother person now. He is a whole nother person. Chris had a war story for you to read.
Okay. Well, I'll check her out here in a little bit, man.
That's just broke my heart.
Yeah, definitely. We need to. I know you'll get it in the book, but yeah.
Right now, get it.
Let me put you in here. Any of y'all want to come in? Come on. If not, y'all know what happened.
Redfish said I aim to win this year. Mr. Donnie said I didn't even know I felt bad. Just thought I was getting old. You ain't up there yet, Mr. Donnie. What?
Yeah. Okay. Here we. So, hey. This thing way behind me.
Mr. Russell Cookman said, I won it once. That's enough for me. Y'all can try to catch up. Mm.
Who was somebody was saying
Hey, Jay.
they wanted a new category this year.
Brian wants an infused honey category this year.
What do y'all think about that for the year?
Yeah, because so far we have had in the past runny honey, creamed honey, hot honey, and now maybe infused honey this year. I'll tell you what, Brian, I'll make the infused honey category happen if your entry is the espresso infused honey.
Well, is that his cream honey?
It's infused.
Infused espresso.
He puts the coffee in the honey.
You ruined
And
it.
then you can put that in it. You can put the espresso in your honey in your coffee.
That's like putting lemon in your tea.
No. That's like the perfect coffee honey mixture to put in your coffee.
You
And
coffee
if you
drink.
take me to the dairy farm and get me some fresh coffee cream, I'd give you the biggest hug in the
Yeah.
world. I'd hug you like a koala there.
Wouldn't you?
Ooh, we got a deal. Boom.
All right. Well,
Oh no, I'm sorry, Mr. Dan.
well,
Help me out, Mr. Donnie. Tell Mr. Dan a goodbye.
all right. Let's just
Well,
take.
wait, Brian, are you the only one that's allowed to do infused honey?
Well, I was going. If you don't mind, in the chat, put a
Yeah,
A one.
we'll take a poll. Even though I already made a deal.
well. I mean,
Y'all don't make me crawfish on my deal.
I'm just curious to see how many people infuse runny honey.
Yeah, how many people make infused
So
honey?
if you infuse your honey with whatever,
Put a thumbs up.
yeah, thumbs up in the chat. Kind of give an idea.
Anne said she infuses elderberries and garlic.
Ooh, our elderberry.
You're right, Mr. Dan. You've got like a massive leg up with that incredible black locust honey.
And that black locust is some good stuff.
Oh my God.
Especially that super
Yeah.
clear stuff. Man,
Danae said, does love count as infused?
it can.
If you stick your finger in it. Yeah, what was it? Was it maybe Mr. Martin Miller talking about that, DC?
Well,
Old beekeeper tales that say they make more royal jelly during the full moon. DC's talking about crap.
oh, I'm not sure.
He said he's going. Who was it? No, Mr. Mike Conley. That's who believes so hard in that. He swears by doing the solstice queens. He says those colonies make 10 times more honey.
Now that he does.
Oh, you got a good point, Brian. Anybody can do infused honey. You just can't sell it.
Well, there you go.
Mr. Dan, go pick you some berries of some sort and make you an infused honey.
Now, I admit, going back to who was Miss Ann, that did the elderberry.
Elderberries and garlic. I get like
No.
2 different jars not together.
Now the elderberry cream honey, Mr. Russell and Miss Sharon sent to us last year. Now I like that. That was good.
Good.
It,
But I have to say, I don't think it switched him, but the raspberry this year, like it beat the elderberry to me. It's my favorite now. I love the raspberry they did.
yeah, Mr. Mike Conley. I need to call him. I ain't talked to
Yeah,
him.
we ain't heard from him in a minute now.
I hope he's all right. But,
That's close, Redfish.
Miss Dan said they do garlic.
Everybody does. Lee got us going on that garlic, honey. Well, there's Mr. JW.
I had you. Your ears must have been ringing this morning, Mr. JW. I was looking out through the yard out there, and them old poke plants.
They popping up everywhere in this rain.
I got two of them that's about 7 foot tall, and I thought, you know what? OJW would probably like a nice, good bowl of that out there.
Don't he hate cold?
I
Or
think
does he like
I
it?
think he likes it. I could be wrong, but I think he likes it. But that stuff comes up everywhere out here every year. I can cut it down and it'll be back up in a couple days. But there is a couple that I just let go and let it do its thing. One of them's got a doggone bleeding heart growing up on it that we didn't know somehow got transplanted out there in the yard. But
Sassafras infused honey.
Hmm.
We got tons of sassafras trees.
We do. I got some saplings that we've been letting go the last few years. And that doggone sassafras, but it pops up like crazy in the yard around here. We got, let's see, there's 1, 2.
What is dog
3.
bane? I ain't heard of that. Anne's in Virginia, right? I think.
Now we got a bunch of fleabane. I don't know if it's any kin to it, but the fleabane is, yeah, it's everywhere around here, all on the roadside ditches. And when I cut what little bit of grass we got,
He said poke's his favorite.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well it ain't.
Well, Mr. JW, if he is closer, we'd make you a big old pot of it.
Yes, sir. Because there's still a bunch of young little saplings coming up out there. I just get to the point where I get tired of cutting them down and whatever, y'all live a few days out here.
How do you infuse honey? I don't know the whole process. Now, like with the garlic honey, if that's what infusing it is, like we just bust garlic cloves open and fill a mason jar like halfway up with garlic cloves and then just fill it with honey. And you just seal it and then just shake it, mix it every other day or something for a few. Lee always said let it sit like 2 to 3 or 4 weeks, somewhere in there.
But all right, for the ones of you that do infuse, though, isn't it, y'all correct me, but isn't it best, whatever you infuse your runny honey with, that it's dried? I'm looking up what the dog bane there. Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about, Miss Ann. It kind of, a little bit, looks like the flower kind of resembles the mountain laurel a little bit, according to this picture. It's pretty stunning.
No, the leaves are different from the mountain. I was wondering if that was just a different name from the mountain. Okay, Brian said low heat and time for infusion.
But you can put whatever you want to in there, as far as whatever you want to infuse it with.
Mm-hmm. DC said elderberry, garlic, hawthorn berry would be very good for me. Oh, that makes sense.
There you go. Honey warmers are good for infusions.
When we get up to cranking out the amounts of honey Keith Spillman's putting out, we're going to invest in us honey warmer.
Well, when we get to the runny honey part, like Spillman, and whenever we get to the cream honey part, like Brian and Jen, and Mr. Russell and Miss Sharon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that'll be all right.
We gotta line us up some spots at some markets where we can get some honey.
Well, if we get a break in the morning, I'm gonna go out there and tilt boxes, see if weight is changing
Mm-hmm.
on some of those.
We gotta get it all the way.
Oh, we got to forget about that.
Mhm.
Uh, but if nothing else, I can go out there and just see what kind of weight's on everybody, and I'll have a good idea on
Come on.
see if they're drawing out some of those frames. A couple of them colonies are drawing out the mediums like
Yeah, Tiffany.
pretty doggone good and quick, but
Here.
they've been kind of sluggish drawing out these deeps for whatever reason.
What did y'all get tonight? Mm. What are you doing?
We got I found the tool.
The one you was looking for?
Yep.
Night, Mr. Dan. Hope y'all have a good week too.
I was trying to find this puppy the other day or last week during old Sunday fellowship, but for y'all, especially since it's still swarm season, and you got all these queen cells
Ooh,
and so on and so forth, what they get?
3 things: a creamer, a speed fill, and a white steam filter.
Heck yeah!
Girl, y'all be moving on up.
Any of y'all that's wanting to cut your cells out and use
Queen
them,
cell.
yeah, queen cells for splits, and you don't want to worry, you don't want that worry of damaging the backside of that cell, cutting them puppies off, whether they're down at the bottom or they got them in the middle, wherever they got them swarm cells going on. But if you want to, a good way to remove them safely without tearing them things up, because I often found using a pocket knife or box blade, whatever you're trying to get them off there with, hive tool, a lot of times you get to the point where you would tear the back of that cell or something. But now for the ones that have been here a little while, I know y'all remember this, but if there's anybody new, I know it's, let's see, there's better to say that way.
But like $6 or $7 for that thing, dude.
No, it ain't much. You get it in my shirt right there. You should be able to see it better. But get you one of them. I got to thinking one year, how can I get these queen cells without tearing them up? And I got to fumbling around on some, I think I was talking to Mr. Donnie about some different carving tools. And get you a spoon carving knife. It was like $8 on Amazon. And you talk about a good way to get them queen cells off without destroying them, because you can put this puppy right back behind it and just pull them up and off, and you don't destroy any portion of your cell unless you squeeze it too much. But
It is, DC. It's a bowl carver or a spoon carving tool for woodworking.
yep. But it's just sharp on one side right there. And like I say, you just get back behind that queen cell and
I mean, literally, it wasn't but like $6 or $7 off of Amazon. Yeah, I think they had different sizes.
yeah, I mean, depending on
Maybe not in that particular one. I
this,
think that one was a spoon carving.
yeah,
That's why it's a little bit smaller.
do this. You could do, a teaspoon or tablespoon with this if you was wood carving, this and that. It's kind of smaller, but yeah, just get on Amazon and Google spoon carving knife, and they're pretty small. Something you can keep in your pocket. It's got a little protective sleeve that goes over it where you don't
Mm.
cut yourself and so on and so forth. But it was definitely a good little old tool. Whenever it came to mind, I was like, we're going to try that and see if it'll work. And for a change,
It was a good investment.
One of my wild ideas said, hey, this actually worked pretty daggone good.
He don't give himself enough credit.
Well, I mean, I don't like to flaunt my knowledge around too much.
That's what I'm for.
Yeah.
I can brag on you.
Just like everything else, they would tell me, sir, you're just too much. We can't.
Too good.
Too good. Too much. We can't take much more of this.
Mm-hmm. Jasper's out. Complaint department's closed.
Well, it's a holiday
We gotta
weekend.
get you in a video, Jasper.
Yes, ma'am,
Hope
Miss
you
Anna.
have a good weekend.
DC says I like to cut cells better than trying to graph. Every time I set up queenless starter finisher, either I miss a cell or a queen is made in it.
Oh my gosh, thank you, man.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Miss Ann. Very,
I
very much.
appreciate that.
Hmm.
Okay. Just
There, I
I
got.
had to put a like on.
Okay, well, I got it on the like end of mine too.
Okay.
One of these days, when they finally get that doggone fiber optic cable up here, I can get. We can run off the laptop and put a web camera up here. Then I can get all the comments up.
Maybe when we become Gunline LLC, we'll have enough to afford internet. Ain't no telling what they're gonna charge. After all the water main cut throughs, they're gonna have to reimburse the water company for it. Ain't no telling what they're gonna charge people for that internet to cover the cost of them running that internet. Huh. Richard was talking about you ain't gotta have a creamer. You can just put the seed in the mason jar and add the honey.
And she'll go.
I reckon.
Well, that's
That's
easy
how
way
he
to do it.
does it.
Especially if you ain't got a creamer or stand mixer.
Can't afford a creamer or something. That's good to know.
There's always a way to get things done. I had a commercial beekeeper laugh at me, and boy, he cussed me is what fired me up. But talking about people saying you can't do this or you can't do that, bull. We got, I don't know, it was like 4 years ago. Man, we just had queen cells after queen cell after queen cell. And we literally split everything we had here at the house. We took stuff down there to whenever we was helping my old buddy Lance out. We split everything that he had with cells we had here. And I got to thinking, well, I don't want to waste these queen cells, but we don't have anything we can put them in. Let the bees hatch them out, if you will.
So the poor man incubator was born.
It was. And that thing kept a steady temperature. I think it was 86 degrees in that aquarium. And we ended up hatching 30 plus queens out of the poor man's incubator that year. Never had a problem. Not saying they won't do it, but never had a problem with virgins when they come out going over chewing on anything else. Oftentimes, when we was getting up going to work, it seemed like every morning when we was getting up going to work, they would just start to be chewing out of themselves. Between 3 and 5 is whenever we clocked it each morning that a queen would hatch, and you'd see her chewing the edge of that cell out, ready to come on out. But oftentimes, she would come out of that cell and walk around that old queen cell, and she would divert off and go try to find something to eat. What she would do 99% of the time. Then we let her, because we had them on a 10 frame deep, and it had a little bitty portion where they had built out and stored some honey on it. Wasn't much at all, but each one of them would go over and find that little old spot of honey and chew her some out, get her little belly full, then kind of start meandering around. But after she would eat, we would just cage her little tail, put her in a cage, set her down in the bottom, let them rip until we found something to put them in.
Thanks
But-
for dropping in, Mr. Donnie. It's good to see you.
Yeah, we'll probably holler at you more sometime, Mr. Donnie.
Yeah, you can ride up to Daddy's if you want and eat with us.
Yep. I don't know what time, but holler at us or we'll
As
check
soon as it quits raining.
that time.
We love you too, Mr. Donnie. Sean Phillips. Picture. Philip got to see his mama this weekend.
Yeah. Glad y'all had a
She's so tiny.
good visit. But Philip and his mom was there. It's still a blessing. Y'all got, I hope that lady is still there helping your mama that y'all was impressed with.
Yeah.
With things.
Redfish. You're my favorite person in the whole wide world. That's great.
Matt, I'm glad to see you in here. And me and Hannah had this conversation not long ago.
You and Alicia still have not picked your prize from the youth last year.
Yeah. Y'all, because last year's champion just walked in the house
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
We-
that's good, Philip.
we still want to see your earnings there
Yeah, we do.
or whatever y'all want off.
Brian's, or what? Not Lee's hat, shirt, or coffee cup, or a Dirt Rooster shirt.
Shirt or hat shirt from Dirt Rooster or hat shirt from Lee, whichever one of y'all wanted, kind of thing.
He said no doubling up price. No, the last time we reminded him again, he was waiting on Alicia to make up her mind what she wanted.
But congratulations to y'all, because Matt and Alicia there, Sandy Valley. Was it on the Book of Faces this morning or something I seen, or the last day or two that
No, don't be
Y'all-
sorry, Matt. We just don't want to not get you your prize.
Yeah. What'd y'all win, Matt?
He won the running honey.
No. I'm talking about like for their area, like being the best bee business around or something like that in their
Oh.
county or
I can't remember what
Uh,
that award was. I saw
but-
where Alicia put it on Facebook.
yeah, it's a pretty good deal that they won in their
Mhm.
neck of the woods, being in the beekeeping world up there. So
I think it was his black locust, DC, if I remember right. I'd have to look back at the book.
where did we keep all that? You got to put up over there?
Probably so. Or it's in the YouTube box in the closet. I'm pretty sure it was his black locust.
Didn't he tie with himself or something?
Mm-hmm. He took first and second.
Yeah.
In one of them. Or he tied
tied.
with himself for first place,
Yeah.
2 different flavors. Best tasting honey in their county.
There we go. All right. Yeah.
I
So
knew it was
congratulations,
something.
y'all. That's bragging rights at the market.
Absolutely.
You
That's a
said-
good selling point.
yeah.
Y'all were voted the best honey in the county.
I mean, how many people out of all the beekeepers? We got the best, is what you tell them. So, even if your neighbor's a beekeeper, enter in too, and your bees are getting the same thing. Yours is the best.
Mm-hmm. I put it on a t-shirt. Wear that to market.
Well, like I said, another would be a good little selling point. They can put them a little deal on their
Mm-hmm.
table at the market. Tell folks, hey, it's official in Alabama and here. Now, just don't have Philip or anybody else that won in years past around, because then they're going to argue, no, mine was the best.
They'll either go on strike or step it up a notch, DC. But tell them they're right on up there on Handy Boo's list. Yeah, Richard DC was talking about his blackberries was fixing to turn on really good.
Well, hopefully y'all up there in that North Country have a better run than we did down here with them.
Yeah, I didn't get to eat a single blackberry off the vine this year. I was some kind of put out.
They bloomed out pretty good, but whenever it come time, they didn't hardly
They didn't put
berry.
on no kind of berries. Nothing. It was bad. What's the matter with you? Dougal? Oh.
Philip said, I'll hold my tongue in exchange for 50 pounds of product.
Oh, man.
That sounds
I
good.
was looking forward to making a cobbler and some biscuits.
Now, it
I
was
haven't seen a recipe for old timey blackberry dumplings on the Mountain Ladies thing, and my goodness, it looked good.
blackberry dumplings.
Yes. Her mama used to make them back in the home she grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like you cook down the blackberries into like a syrupy sauce or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and then you make like a drop biscuit, sticky biscuit batter, and you just pinch it off in bite-sized pieces and drop them down in the blackberries and cook them like fluffy dumplings. And it was blackberry dumplings, and oh my word, I could almost taste it.
That sounds pretty doggone good. When you gonna make that?
I'm looking forward to it, DC. Well, I was going to surprise you with it if I could have ever got my hands on some fresh blackberries.
Well, not this year.
Because I wanted to. We'll buy some from you this year, DC, but I got to have some blackberry honey. I try not to bug you as much as I bug Keith, but y'all's are the two that I really like to keep in the house. Mr. Donnie loves that blackberry, though. Hey, that is something we're going to have a bumper crop on is blueberries. I was looking at Nanny Vera's the other day when we was out there, and hers are loaded.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I ain't even pay no attention to ours down there. But usually with ours, if it,
Oh, I thought you meant the honey, DC. Mmm. I ain't no telling what that would cost.
between the Blue Jays and everybody else, they just
Yeah, we didn't have none on ours.
have a heyday with blueberry bushes out there.
Nanny Vera's are loaded, though. I'm sure Miss Betty's blueberry trees are loaded, so we can go
Yeah.
pick us some.
Yeah, I should have asked Mr. Donnie about that. How them little blueberry trees. Or
Dry icebox. I have no idea. I doubt you can.
yeah, you still get dry,
Yeah. I don't know.
or you can around here. You have to go to the ice shop, like the delivery. See everybody dumping ice off. Well, they have dry ice there too.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I'll let y'all have them cherries. That's
Yeah.
one thing I ain't never been able to.
Redfish ain't gasping, no.
Well, he's
I
just
don't
putting
know
in
about that.
notice that if Keith, well, that's a good part that's why we don't judge on the honeys whenever we do the ute every year.
Yeah.
It would be hard. Y'all, I mean, folks send in from all over. You know, you got ones like DC's, I think the furthest on the West Coast. Him and Todd. Todd sent some in one year. DC sent some in. Then, you know, from pretty much all over the states, we have tasted some really, really good honey that we'd have never been able to try. And that's why we couldn't be the judges and be fair. Be like, because there's just too many that's like, yeah, I like that one, or I like this one. Then, like when we went to see Mr. Russell Heyman, when he turned us on to the alfalfa,
Oh my soul.
that was good too.
That's an incredible, that's like the biggest mind blowing honey to me. Just that kind of taste. Oh, I wish I could smell a good gardenia bush right now. I love smelling things.
Oh, they put out now.
Philip said his mama's was in full bloom.
They pretty too when they get full bloom.
Well, look, y'all, I'm gonna kind of stay in the chat, but I got to get up for a minute. So if I don't make it back, I will see y'all next week. I hope y'all have a good week and a safe weekend. Oh. So I can still look you.
DC, we could let me read your full comment. So some of the best honey in the country have ended up at your house. Think about how many of us that have sent honey just for fun also have won some of the big honey contests in the country. That's it. The best, the top honey contest in the country comes from right here, kind of thing.
He's talking about those same people win real honey contests.
Ours is a real honey contest.
It's the officially unofficial.
Well, it may be unofficially official, but they can't beat this one. Who else in their honey tasting has a diabetic? You know what I mean? So y'all beat that on your honey contest out there. There we go. The only contest that matters. But yes, we have been blessed to try honey from all across the country, and it is crazy the different flavors and florals that you get in the taste of honey. Because I mean, ours are pretty well, you know, our wildflowers. Then in the beginning, the privet to kind of kick things off and help them get started good. Then you have your lull in between before that tallow goes to kicking in. And granted, you got the tie do a little bit early spring. Then while the privet's going, that swamp tie, it goes to blooming, and they'll get them a pretty good run off of it too. But from what y'all send in from all around, there ain't no way we could be able to get them varieties of taste in just one area around here. Well, that's it, DC. Even last year, he checked his sugar when he got home. And after all that honey tasting, I think, what was it last year? About 27, 28 of y'all. And usually, I'd say that's about the average of what comes in every year. But each time, Mr. Donnie's done it for us. He'll go home and check his sugar, and it'll be perfect. He said, well, that's some of my sugar ain't this good on a normal day kind of thing. So thankfully, he hasn't had any issues from the testing there or tasting, but uh, his blood sugar is good each time afterwards. So as long as Mr. Donnie wants to be the taste tester, he's the man for the job. Yeah, he did, DC. I enjoyed the benefits of it. 'Cause when I was coming up, see, my mom was allergic to honey, and we didn't have it in the house any whenever I was growing up. And if I tried honey, it was either at the neighbor's house or something like that, and it wasn't very often. But with Hannah, her daddy would buy honey from, he was a pharmacist for a long time and he had his own store. Then, he worked for a big company when he retired during, but he always bought honey from a local beekeeper close to Mobile down there. And they constantly in their house, had honey. But I never had it a whole bunch until really me and her got together. And especially when we started getting into these bees, it was like, okay, I get it and see why everybody's keeping it in the house and enjoys it so much now. But um, it's definitely some good stuff. I know that, especially on some fine biscuits that just come out of the oven. And we're gonna use some tomorrow for Memorial Day. We're gonna make the old camp beans over there, and I'm gonna put some of the honey we pulled the other day and use that for our honey barbecue sauce and those old camp beans. Keep them, Larry Moore. Good to see you, Captain. Captain, you had me about fall out the chair a while ago with your comment on that book of faces. We'll go ahead and derail, but for the ones of you seen it, didn't see it, but we was sitting here about 20 minutes before we got started, and we live pretty close to a state highway. And if you live by the highway, you can kind of tell when people are driving a little faster going up and down the highway. Well, I was sitting here and I heard the racket of a car just moving down the road. And I happened to look in my security cameras over here, and all of a sudden I seen a little old pick 'em up truck, looked like a Ford Ranger with a flatbed on it, what it looked like. But that thing went zipping by. Then about 5, 10 seconds after that, we started hearing sirens coming. One old rednecks was trying to outrun the law, it looked like. And there was about 5 or 6 deputies trying to catch up to him, but they wasn't catching this old boy. He was gone. And I had just made a comment on the Book of Faces and said, whoever, something along the lines, whoever the old boy is, come by the house, and the law will chase him. I forget exactly how I put it, but hey, Country Rose, he had that baby skint back. he he was ahead of him. I'll put it like that. But he was running every little horsepower he could get out of that pickup truck. But old Keith Larimore commented in there something along the lines of, I had to get her back in here to say exactly how it was, but pretty much it was fun. But he just got back to the house kind of thing. And, we're down here in Alabama, and Larimore, he's up there in the Carolinas. But, brother, I got a good laugh out of your comment on that. Well, it wasn't It wasn't too long after putting that message out there that there's a dude that I grew up with, and he's not a deputy sheriff, but he's law with one of the local cities around here. And undoubtedly, he joined in the chase too because he lived right down the road. He's not in the city limits by any means of his jurisdiction, but I guess he just wanted to get in on the chase. All right, Keith Larimore was his message was it was a long run, but I'm back home now. But that guy had messaged me. He seen my comment and he texted me and he said they ended up canceling. So he got him. I don't know if he got away, but they quit chasing him after so far down the road to that way he wouldn't kill somebody innocent with his stupidity kind of thing. But I thought it was funny seeing that old. I'm pretty sure, like I said, he went by so fast that it just looked like a little old Ford Ranger with a flatbed on the back of it. Headed up the road, and I was like, well, there you go. All right, Larimore, take care of yourself. Honeybee Live, good to see you. Appreciate you dropping by. But that was our excitement for this evening. Sitting there watching the locals outrun the deputy sheriffs. Oh, it'd be a perfect good little old farm truck doing your bee work if you, especially sideliner level kind of thing. Yeah, it'd be perfect for doing that. But I don't know if he had a 351 in it or he was running that little old 4-cylinder as hard as it could go. But either way, he was getting down the road. But just made for some good excitement around here, I guess. Hannah, she was back there getting herself ready for the show or what have you. And I asked her, I said, did you hear all that ruckus going on? And she's like, yeah. I told her, I said, well, one of the local yahoos is northbound with the deputies behind them. Oh, he was eating it up, DC. He wasn't giving it no slack. It was one of them, catch me if you can. Well, Honeybee Live, I'll say he was doing some fun stuff, whatever he had in there. Like I said, I would say it was probably a 4-cylinder, a little of V6 in that thing. It wasn't loud enough to sound like a 351 unless he just had some show enough quiet pipes on it. But all I could hear was road highway noise and down the or up the road he went. All I could hear in my mind was that old Waylon Jennings song from Dukes of Hazzard was going on, kind of thing. You know, like when you're out there fishing and then you hook on to a good fish, whatever you fish for, catfish, brown bass, and you have that old Bill dance music going on in your head while you're reeling wood in. That's what I had going on in my head with that old boy with Dukes of Hazzard. That's it. He said, let's go, boys. Just some good old boys. That's it. Never meaning no harm. All right, DC. Yeah, we fix to wrap it up here in a minute. I know a lot of y'all probably get ready for Memorial Day tomorrow and or working your bees, whatever you're going to be getting into. I think we're going to, if it rain a hold off, we're going to try to have a little bit of supper together, then probably take it easy rest of the day, because it's like I say, between about 2 o'clock it's supposed to go to raining around here again, pretty much all the rest of the day and night. You got a complaint, you got to look at it while ago, just to pep you up a little bit. Oh, Justin. Yeah. Well, Larry Moore, if y'all get anything of what we've been dealing with the last day or two, it's sure on the way. And I hope y'all get it. Not only y'all, but I know like portions of the panhandle of Florida and central Florida down there. They've been in a sure enough drought. Now, we've been behind on rain, but we wasn't in a heavy drought by any means, like a lot of folks down in Florida and southeastern Georgia have been. But Lord willing, it'll be on there to you tomorrow. Especially whatever planting you got done. I know you mentioned you got a bunch of stuff planted. So we're about 20 inches short so far. Well, Lord willing, this mess coming in kind of get y'all caught up on that end of things. How's your wife doing, Buck? We're still praying for y'all daily, and that's the truth. But hope y'all getting along pretty good. But that was pretty well my excitement this week. Said we went and did that cutout. That was interesting.
You got your Walmart trip and a cutout on the roof all in one week. And told off the security people at Walmart. Refuse to show your receipt.
Well, what was that you told me about men over the week? You got on me about something about the men folks. We were going down the road.
No, I showed you that video on Facebook talking about it's amazing how a man can have memorized every single game trail he's ever seen in the woods and on YouTube. But he can't remember the two things I sent him to the store for.
Oh, yeah. She whooped on me on that. She's like, well, that sounds familiar pretty much around here at this house. I was like, well, if you would just leave stuff where I said it, I would know exactly where it is. But you women, for some reason, y'all like to put.
All know where.
No, only y'all would know where it is because y'all put things up where they belong. We put it
wherever is convenient for you to drop it.
But we
at that moment.
But we know where it's at.
But it's
That's the
not
thing.
where it's at.
But we know where it's at.
It's not where it's at.
Our cutouts, we just bring them up here to the house because, like, we're so far from Mobile that there ain't no way. We're about 30, 35 miles from actual
He's probably talking more like chest.
downtown.
Quarantine away from one main atrium.
Oh, but we did discuss while we was talking the other day about trying to take this gun line into an official business. I know you've heard us mention about the old place, but for the ones of you that are new to us, the old place we talk about is Hannah's grandma's old house up there. And we acquired 3 acres of the property up there, Hannah and I, and don't know if we'll do it this year, but most definitely next year. We're going to try to set up a second yard up at the old place up there. And see what kind of return we can get on bees on that end.
See what your clover honey tastes like.
Yeah, because the section that we got at the old place, there was an old dairy barn that was there, and it burned down. Yeah, and it went knee high to a grasshopper when that old dairy barn burnt. But the slab is still out there in the pecan orchard, and that old slab where that dairy barn sat, that's going to be, yes, just right, or putting the bees on there. So well, Larimore, to be perfectly honest, the days leading up to that, after we went and looked at it, if I say I wasn't nervous, I'd be lying. Because I was just constantly trying to think, okay, where am I going to be able to safely tie off, and just running everything through my head of, you don't want to fall off that, because that's certain unaliving right there if you go off the edge of that building. And it just, like I said, it stayed on my mind for several days. But when me and old Crazy Dale finally got up on the roof and got tied off good and got down to the edge, it wasn't nowhere near as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Don't get me wrong, still nervous, thinking the whole time, Lord, please don't let nothing happen as far as one of these ropes give away or whatever the case may be. But once I got settled in, it wasn't nowhere near as bad as what I had in my mind the few days before that. But not at all saying that I wasn't looking at things going, all right, is this really worth what you told them the price is to do this kind of thing? And thank the Lord, we got them bees off the exterior of the building like they wanted. And unfortunately, we kind of had to seal them off because they didn't want to. The colony undoubtedly was up inside this old building, long story short. And originally we had thought it was a huge open air colony right there on the side of that old soffit on that building. But once I started vacuuming, you could obviously tell, if these bees have been here for a few weeks, they should have had something built out showing that they got some comb here and there, but they sure didn't have anything built out. It was just a huge mess of bees bearding in that area. So we done like the company asked. We removed what we could get on the outside, and we sealed up what entrance we could find, and told them, said, and there's a chance that they'll starve out in here, can't find another way out, but there's a good chance that they'll find another way out. So,
So 40 foot up. The next week, the same wall floor, 4 foot off the ground, snapped it back.
yeah,
That'll make a shake.
you doggone right. Let me get back to you here. Let's see, Bucks comment. Okay. He said chemo is taking its toll, but she is a believer. Then he says, seems we all wait till the last to get into the Bible. So glad for apps to make it understandable. Even got me getting answers to things. Brother, there ain't nothing easy to say about what y'all going through. But That's it. Y'all are believers, and you know the Lord, and knowing that even though we may not understand and it may not be easy, we know He's right there with us during every trial we're going through. But we absolutely going to continue praying for y'all and many others that are in the same situation that y'all are in. There's a lot of people in this chat dealing with the same things y'all are dealing with, and my family's been impacted by cancer. Hannah's family's been impacted by cancer, and it's nothing. It's not easy seeing your loved ones go through that, but as DC says, there, peace and understanding that the Lord gives us uh, helps in a lot of ways that the non-believer can't understand. That's it. The time we have is a blessing indeed, with all of us, because we don't have to. Don't none of us have to receive a diagnosis for anything to be called home. That's why we just, as believers, we live our days. And Lord, we pray that your will be done, and uh, get us through it. DC, I don't know about on the trap out, because the way that thing came together is they have some kind of there's a yeah, and plus that old soffit in that building. That building was built after the war between the states, and I had the opportunity to go up in the attic and look around, and I could have stayed up there for 10 more hours just looking at the work that them men did back then. No power tools, nothing like that. But the way they built that old building, they had 12 by 12 part pine beams running through this thing up there to support that old roof. And where that stone soffit comes together, it butts up right up against an old chimney that was on that building. And there was just a little bitty gap to where, like I was telling Rodney, I said, those girls were literally, every time they was coming in or out, they was having to duck down a little bit and try to flatten themselves out to squeeze through that little crack in the wall that they had going on there. And the way it is right there on that inside corner, I don't know if you could get any kind of good wire placement up against that and manipulate the wire around and so on and so forth to get a good seal around it to where you could create a trap out on that. But I told the man, I said, well, do everything we can. This is what we agreed on. There's a chance they may not be where we think they are. And if they're any further, then if y'all want to continue business, we're happy to help you. But the way it's looking, something's going to have to be cut into somewhere to get to this colony. And the way those bees were bearing out on that edge, it's going to be a huge colony up in there. So one or two places, they in that chimney right there, or the way that old stone is set into that building. The way that stone is set into that building, in the attic area, there's a little I've been calling it a pony wall of brick that's about 4 foot high and about 3 foot deep that runs that whole perimeter on the top of that building. Then you have the actual roof that sits on top of that. So I don't know if there's a gap in that pony wall that's that old clay brick up there or what, but just told them to give us a call back. Y'all want us to try to go any further with it, we'll see if we can locate them, because when we went in the attic, there was no signs of them in the attic anywhere right there, and we was literally right at that old fireplace in the attic, and there was no signs of bees in the attic area. So they're either between something in that old chimney or they're in that pony wall of brickwork that's in the attic area up there supporting that roof and holding everything together. Oh yeah, we got everything to. If they want to try to drill holes out, I got all the tools to get in there to do it. And we did invest a week or so ago, and we went and bought us a thermal imaging camera, but we weren't able to find anything in there when we went into the attic as far as a heat signature. And like I say, I don't know if it's because they're in that brick area and those bricks are so thick that you're not getting any kind of radiant heat that's coming and holding on them bricks, or what the case may be. But I even took that thermal imager, and I don't think Hannah did any filming of it, but I was leaned out further off that roof trying to shoot that camera around at that chimney to see if I could find a heat signature, but I couldn't find a good solid signature anywhere around that chimney. So they're in there, but where they are, it's going to be a job trying to find their little butts. I think that's what it is, Larimore. Just if they're in that old pony wall, that brick pony wall that's up there, then that they may have that thing double or triple stacked to support that weight of that stone work that's on the outside out there for a soffit, and it's just not making enough of a heat signature to put off. But wherever they at, I'll say I'm pretty certain that it's a good sized colony up there. But we all finally come to agreement that unless y'all want us to go to tearing into a bunch of stuff, then we're kind of at a standstill, because all I'm going to do is sit here and vacuum bees all day long, and I could do that for a week up there trying to get bees that are coming out. So we finally come to an agreement on things, just to stop and see what the church wants to do and go from there. Well, there's a little crack where that stone work comes together up against that chimney. And it looks like they had covered that brick chimney up with some old plaster, because you got expansion joints running down through there on that plaster, or some very old stucco. It didn't look like stucco to me. It looked more like plaster work. And there was just that one little bitty gap that they was traveling in and out in between that one little spot right there. And now why they chose that, I don't know, because there's vents in that same area on all the brickwork to allow the attic to breathe. And all they had to do, they could have just flew right through them vents right there and posted up in the attic area of that old church. But apparently that didn't suit their needs, and they wanted to go into one of the most complicated spots uh, possible around there. So we'll see. Told the man to give us a call back if they want to go any further with it. But the only other thing I can think of is go back into the attic, get some masonry bits, drill some holes in that old brick pony wall up there, because you can't see any of that brickwork from the outside. The only thing you see is that stone work, or the stone work is what you see on the outside as far as the fascia or the facade there. All that brickwork is up underneath the roof, and you can't see any of that old. All it is old Mobile clay bricks is what they built that thing with up there. So I was thinking, well, they want us to come back and do it. We'll just drill some purchase points down through there and see if there's a void. If there is, we'll drill a hole big enough where we can get that endoscope in and try to shoot that endoscope both directions and try to locate them from there. It's the only next option I can think to go with. That's a good idea, Keith. I need to throw that in our little bag. I've got an old stethoscope in my junk bag in there. And that's a good idea to keep in our. Hannah made us up we got some backpacking bags that we get bought whenever we was metal detecting, and it had like bladders in them. You could put water and this and that. But Hannah took that old hiking backpack we got, and she put thermal imager in there. She put different hive tools and knives and spatulas and endoscope. Everything fits just right inside that old backpack. And like I said, that's a good idea to throw a stethoscope in there. Yeah, that was Hannah's idea on let's put it in something so that it ain't kind of all spread abroad and here and there and trying to keep up with things. So she fixed it up nice and neat. Everything fits in there just right. All you got to do is throw it on your shoulder and down the road we go. Yeah, we got the everything be back, and it's got the shoulder straps and all that on there. And we got us another bucket coming. She'll be here sometime, probably the latter part of the week for overflow. Yes, it's got zippers and not buttons. That way I don't drop or push or do anything. If something goes foul, the whole backpack goes. But it's going to be a good little venture. We're excited. See how it goes. I'm really excited to make an official business and go get the license and do all that mumbo jumbo next week, which we're pretty used to doing the business licensing as far as what we do on construction and stuff. So it's just one more to add to the possibilities. But I'm really wanting to try to make transition over into doing these cutouts and try to get out of this construction work as much as I've been in it. I know I'm beating a dead horse when I say this, but it's just I'm over the construction kind of thing. Looking for some new avenues. Yes, y'all are. Y'all are great at tackling the mumbo jumbo. Keeps us in line. y'all, I'm gonna wrap her on up. Appreciate everybody riding it out with us. If you're out and about, or if y'all getting on them highways tomorrow, travel, be safe. Like I say, just take the time to remember what we're gonna be honoring tomorrow. I know y'all will, but like I say, y'all stay safe on the highways. God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see y'all on the next one. Y'all take care, everybody.
Well, guess that's it for today. See you next time at Gunline Bees.